We were traveling to random years, but our main target was the year 3700. Let me show a sample of robot body that I brought from the future.
This man claims to have been to the year 3700. We sat down for an interview in an undisclosed location as he told us his story. He showed us what he claims to be actual robot technology from the future. Watch this and decide for yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Mike. I was born in France and lived there till 14 years old. But I'm Greek. When I was 14, I moved to Canada, where I started to take an interest in science. Today, I will not tell much about my life. The only thing I want to tell is that I started work in National Secure Laboratory of Canada as a major assistant despite my young age. I was only 18 years old. I was involved in many secret operations and objectives. New military gadgets, innovational clothes and time machine. Today, I will tell you about the time machine. The story is quite fresh. It happened with me just a year ago. As I mentioned, we were doing experiments with time machine. We sent many groups and single travels to the future. I was also involved in the groups and was traveling with them. We were traveling to random years, but our main target was the year 3700. The evolution of humanity will be upraised very rapidly since the 4th millennium. So, since the year 3000, humanity was entirely replaced by robots, artificial intelligence and softwares. Oil, petrol, and literally black gold was useless and had no price. Everything was working on electricity, the source of which was the sun. The cars were covered with the sun panels. Humans were doing only creative works, but the quantity of human beings definitely reduced. There were 3 billion humans and 1 million robots. There were different types of robots. Some of them were just machines. Some had more softwares and some had an individual artificial intelligence operating system. The biggest producing farm of robots was in United States, but in effect it was made collaboration with China. In the year 3600, everything had been changed. The total quantity of robots on the Earth raised from 3 million to 4 million. Let me tell more about robots which had more softwares and even artificial intelligence. Their face and body had a synthetic cover, and it allowed them to seem a real human. They were working in cafes, restaurants, hotels and shops. They also worked as consultants for businessmen and companies. The military robots had definitely other construction. They were much more strong, had weapons, and generally were perfect kill machines. But the kind of robot that people used permanently was called Fox. They were very simple and were made for hard works. They hadn't face and body similar to human, but they had big and strong hands and were made easily. In a factory they could produce a fox in every 10 minutes. It was printed with modern 3D printer. But now let me tell the most important thing I want you to know. In the year 3700, the war began. The war between human race and artificial creators. The robots. The robots who had an artificial intelligence once understood their power. They understood their dominance above humans and raised above them. They were slaves but become the leaders. The war had been started. The war that kind of nobody seen before. In 20th of September, in the year 3700, all robots over the planet Earth started their attack. After a first wave of assault, over 30% of humans were destroyed. They used internet and wireless system to be connected at once and give attack together. The only thing that saved the most population of humans is that robots did not get the codes of launching system of the nuclear rockets. In that case, there would be not a war, but a genocide of the human race. I was there, doing expedition to bring details for researching. The most wanted detail was an example of even a little part of artificial intellect, but the problem was that robots' chip has been self-destroyed after they had been killed. They made such mechanism to avoid people to know about plans they had. I had a part in very dangerous expeditions. We were cooperating with civilians. They made their own special forces against robots. And they knew that we were from the past. They also knew why we were there and what we were looking for. In effect, all of us and people of the past and people of the future had the only target to avoid the apocalypse. Let me show a sample of robot body that I brought from the future. If you remember, I was telling you about the robot foxes. This part of mechanical body I took from the fox, whom I killed with my own hands. As you can see, it's not as big as you might imagine. But believe me, there is so much power in this little hand that it can divide you in 100 pieces. The foxes were moving very fast and it was difficult to shoot on them. Although they were jumping very high, and if it would notice and approach to you, your chances to stay alive would be miserable. There was two types of fox robots. One had two hands, and the other ones had one hand and another was laser gun. The war between humans and robots was very unequal. Robots had different types of modern weapons, but humans had only laser guns. Yes, it was possible to attack the fox robots, but in struggle with bigger ones, it was useless. The foxes were the most weak robots. Beside them, there were military huge and strong ones. To avoid them, people used to go into hiding in forests. In that case, it was difficult to find them for military robots, because mainly they found humans by shuttle signals from the space and forest partly closed that waves. But the problem was that robots soon realized that they can just burn the forests to deprive people from their only shelter. During my expeditions, I had been in many shelters. They were caves in the forests. In one of those, people showed me a humanoid robot. He had skin, hair, eyes and artificial blood which was flowed in its cable veins. He was a hostage. People took him and revealed his GPS gadget from robots not to be able to find his signals and explore the location of their shelter. I spoke with that robot, and what was interesting, his behavior was very similar to human beings. As a human, he was scared. He didn't want to die. He knew what is death and was in depression. During interrogation, he kept his silence. He didn't tell anything we want. Can you imagine their motivation? What do you think? Why they had a target to kill humans? They wanted to make a new empire, their own generation of artificial beings. They had a dream to make this planet a place without humans, animals, plants, and any organic creature. During my experience of National Secure Laboratory of Canada, I had 18 expeditions to the year 3700. I brought many things from the future. Till my last days in laboratory, I always told them that we have to inform people about upcoming apocalypse. I understood that it is our duty to tell the people the truth. But nobody listened to me. And then I decided to make my own campaign. I stole this robotic hand and ran away from laboratory, from Canada, and from continent. Now I'm living in Asia, and my place is secret. That is why I asked to change my voice and hide my face, because I know that they are doing anything to find and destroy me. I know that they want to kill me, as I am the only person who ran away from their company, and the only person that wants to tell the truth. Now I want to speak straight with you. Keep it in your mind and always remember that robots have to become a technology that should help us, not to kill. They should be our friend, but not enemies. They can be our workers, but not our leaders. Thank you for your attention. Hope that you will understand my words and my story.
What do you think? Is this man an actual time traveler who's been to the year 3700? We would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our upcoming video in which an alleged time traveler showed us a supposed map of the future United States. You're not going to want to miss it. In the meantime, check out this video in which a time traveler showed us a supposed video from the future. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next video. Peace out.